Good morning, everyone. It is after 1 a.m. and this is Central Standard Time. Yeah, so I don't know. I just couldn't sleep. So I stumbled onto TashaK's channel, and it was like breaking news, and I looked at like, wow, this has only been out for an hour. So and already it's got like almost 98,000 views. So I'm like, what is going on? And of course, as you can see from the picture, it is about Derrick Jakn. Now, I was familiar somewhat with Derrick Jakn. I listened to him and some other Hispanic guy for a minute. And because, I listen, like they say, whistle while you work. During my breaks and stuff, I will have something on like that. But to be truthful, I didn't focus too much on any of them because it's a whole lot of people on YouTube giving you a whole lot of different advice. It's a lot of coaches and things. So he was kind of like a face in the crowd to me. So when this information about him just started coming out, I automatically don't really trust preachers. And to me, I don't mean any offense, but I just don't. And this guy, to me, seemed kind of preacher-like. Somebody who's telling you how to live your life. Now, to me, I kind of think that unless you're telling me from the Most High, I tend to not really pay you all that much attention. I'll listen, but to me, your advice is anybody's advice. Anybody can tell, especially if somebody's older. I think, well, maybe you might know a little more because you've lived a little longer, but I'm not paying a whole lot of attention. So it's surprising because he seems like such a, well-cut young man, something like that. So, you still don't expect him to be, well, okay, let me cut to the chase. This woman called TashaK and was saying that she is his current as of last week, and she spoke to him yesterday or something. She's his current girlfriend. She had no idea he was married. She's a professional woman. She's a surgeon, and she met him somewhere in a mall. She's a Jamaican with a big behind, and that's what he likes. And also that he gave her kind of a gag order that she cannot talk about him anymore, but fortunately TashaK spoke to her Monday, the gag order, and of course you might have already seen this because so many people already have, but my view on it was, okay, now her Harriel Ovad Top has a video about, is he a narcissist? And I kind of think you can call it sex addiction, you can call it all kinds of things that you want, but basically you have a man who, as his latest mistress said, he doesn't take no for an answer. He's aggressive. He's condescending. Now, he's condescending to her. She's a surgeon. He is condescending. He is also someone who looks upon probably male superiority. That's another reason, male privilege. Another reason why he can feel that, well, I haven't accomplished as much as you have educationally, career-wise, but I can still tell you need to put makeup on. Now, narcissism comes in many, many different ways. There's probably as many ways to be a narcissist as there are to be a person, just a human. I would like to see, I want to do a video looking at narcissism and astrology. Now, people have been trying for the longest to find out exactly what traits, how you can find them, how you can find a narcissist astrologically, and I think that you probably can't. A lot of people pointed out, okay, we think that Leos have big egos, so we should look to them first. And Aquarians run away from you quickly, so that might be how they disengage. You can find some traits associated with narcissism in each particular sign, but I think that would be interesting. But the thing to me is, more and more information is coming out, making this young man here look very much like a poster boy for narcissism. Now, like I said before, you can't really diagnose someone. Well, actually, maybe you can right now, because, the DSM-4, now the 5 is out, but I'm looking at the 4, and it basically will say that a personality disorder could not be given for narcissism unless it's causing the person a great deal of difficulty. And I kind of think, all these people saying all these things about him not being able to hide, his image being very, very, very corrupted is, so, you might be able to actually make that diagnosis now. So, if you want to know what an affluent African American narcissist looks like, and I think born under the sign of Cancer, I think he was born under the sign of Cancer. He was born on the 20th, and that's usually kind of the borderline. But, the thing I was also looking at is that they hinted that the wife might be afraid of him. Now, like I said, there are many different ways to be a narcissist. Not all narcissists are physically abusive, but I do think that every physically abusive person is probably a narcissist. Low impulse control, and that also could be the explanation for a sex addict. Narcissists don't believe that they should ever not have what they want when they want it, and they may seem initially to be like that Boy Scout, like I always said when I was coming up. And people would say, what type of guy are you looking for? And I would be like, well, I want the kind of guy, I want kind of a grown-up Boy Scout, somebody who helps old ladies across the street, and, just a regular, low-key kind of, like, I'm a good girl, I want a good guy, There are many guys who can present like that. And another thing that you'll hear when you're listening to the woman talk about him on TashaK's is that he's something of a chameleon. He talks religion with his wife. He talks money with her. If you ask the other mistresses, what do they talk about? Well, the thing is, if he is a narcissist, he can mirror people. That is, like I said, I was a church girl. So I did go out with this guy, and he was trying to talk to me about the Bible. And he was saying some of the weirdest stuff, something about the Apostle Paul writing letters to Jesus while he was in jail. I don't know what this guy was talking about. But the point is, he's trying to talk the way you talk. That is why you can have one man with 3 or 4 different women, and each of them will come and say, well, he acts like this, he acts like that. No, he talked about this, because he's a chameleon. He is whatever it is it takes to get you. And the lady, the surgeon, was also talking about how he didn't want her, or he wanted her to have his baby. Okay, the thing about narcissists that also confuse women a lot is, yes, they want you to have their baby or their babies, because they're like chains. They chain you to this man. You can't get away from him. I know when I was trying to get a divorce, that was many years in court. That was having to listen to people. I had a white female judge, and her attitude was, you should be happy that this guy still wants you. He didn't want me. He just wanted to make me miserable. And you're helping him. But that's how it works. So, I another thing and I do try to tie everything to the Bible, which is why if you leave a comment and I don't answer you back, it's because it's the weirdest thing. I'll see your comments up at the bell at the top. When I try to answer it, it'll take me back to the video, but your comment won't be there. So when I go to the studio and I try to answer, it'll say I have no comments. So I think that they don't mind you talking about narcissism, but they don't want you to tie it into the Bible. So that's why my channel was growing, and it kind of stopped. So I'm really grateful to those of you who actually listen. And please ring the bell. Please resubscribe yourself if you would be so kind. But in any case, like I said, I always want to tie things back into the Bible, because I do believe everything that we're seeing now has been prophesied, or it has been illustrated for us also. You might think this is some new thing. It's a new word, narcissism. It's not a new thing. The Bible's been telling you about this all the time. I'm going to keep you long. I've told you this before. Excuse me, I'm sorry, my voice just went. I told you this before, that Genesis 1 is not the Most High talking. This is, I believe, the most low talking. When it says, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. That is not the Most High talking. He did not give man the right to come and tear his earth up. This is the devil talking to his crew. And what does it tell you? He said, let us, number one, make man in our image. Now, like I said, I read some of Zechariah Sitchin's translation of the Sumerian text, and that story there was that, and it coincides with the Bible, that the devil and his crew, like it said, let us make a man, were chased from heaven to the earth, and there they took some sort of indigenous creatures, mated them with their women, and made man. Okay? And also it told you that he made them male and female. He created he them. Now I know there was one guy who had a cartoon show on YouTube, about narcissism. I just mean that he used cartoon characters. And for a while he kept saying, oh, women have it so easy. Oh, he basically was saying women were major narcissists. And what I'm basically telling you is it's both, male and female. They may not act the same way. They aren't given the same amount of power in society. But this image, this thing, these people, this army of things, creatures who look like humans but aren't, who are made in the image of the fallen one, they're narcissists. They are written about all over the Bible. And I'm really aware that that sounds crazy and it's so totally different from what you've been told in the first place. But if you really think about it, if you ever wipe the dust off your Bible, which is probably why they block my video so much, but if you wipe the dust off and get rid of the preacher's voice that you hear in your head, read the two creations and you will see they do not coincide. But, that's just, like I said, I always want to bring everything back to the Most High. So, I don't expect TashaK or anybody, that big to see what I'm saying. But I want to thank her for, using her picture. And those of you who are listening, I truly appreciate it. I truly love you. I'm trying to get my website back up. It is the Faith-Based Counseling Center. I'm back to designing t-shirts and stuff. So take a look at it when you get a chance. Please like, share, and subscribe. Definitely share, because like I said, I think they don't mind you talking about narcissism. They don't mind you talking about the Bible, but I think they have a real problem with you bringing them both together and also showing that the women did make a contribution. So you guys have a great night. Maybe I can go to get some sleep now. You too. So long.